Hello my friends, how are you from? So welcome to this ASMR Dakarthy episode. I guess today we're gonna be continuing off where we left off in the stream last time. We did play with one of our top donators, and we managed to get the Stego boy here to almost fully grown. So here we are in a fresh, well, not really a fresh server, but it's a halfway there server with 96 players, which is quite max as far as population goes. And before I get into the video, I do want to announce to you guys that the official Discord server for this YouTube channel is up. And I will include the join link in the video description below, and also in all future video descriptions. So you guys make sure to join and have fun. And let's make this Discord server the most wholesome pathoftitans gaming community, and hopefully in the very near future the most wholesome gaming community in general, without it being just pathoftitans, right? So anyways, now let me show you guys what I've been working on with the Stegaroni here. So we did get Lone Survivor instead of Fresh Blood. And the reason for that is because one of the hide options for Stego also gives us additional 15% armor. And Stegaroni here has 5,000 combat weight, which is only 500 shy of other apexes. So this 25% armor is effectively gonna give us 25% effective HP, which is gonna make us arguably tankier than the majority of the apexes. Now solar powered is really good on paper, but sad thing is that it only works during the day, and I would rather have 15% extra armor instead of an ability that only works half of the time, if not less. So the lag option is pretty much locked in. It says standing in place for 5 seconds dramatically increases your turning speed. Lasts until you move. Now this one is really nice, albeit it is situational, but I guess in a situation where you're fighting a pack that can really outmaneuver you, I think pivot is really nice. But that remains to be seen once we try it out. We got long distance runner as well, which gives us 15% total stamina, which is really nice. And then we have the normal tail attack, and we have the tail swing. Now the tail attack does 80 whopping damage. 80 damage is so much for this combat weight, and does a insane 0.75 bleed. So that means that 3 swings from the Stego tail will inflict maximum bleed on your target. Now we do have tail swing as well, and it does 2 bleed, which is max bleed with 1 hit, and 160 damage. Is absolutely bonkers if you can manage to hit it. Now the problem is that it takes a lot of stamina, so unless you are facing, like the only time I would be using the tail swing, right, would be if I'm facing Apex that has, like a Rex that has run out of stamina. I can't really run away, and I know for sure I'm gonna land the hit because it takes an incredible amount of stamina to execute, which is something that you cannot afford to waste as a Stego player. Now I think we're locked at the Young Grove HC, and that is true. So we also have some nesting quests. Oh, this almost feels like I have blessed legs, you guys. But I don't. Would be really cool though for Stego to have braced legs, wouldn't it, you guys? Now let's go get some amanitas, and then we're gonna have to find a really nice place to make our nest, and I reckon it's gonna be right here by the pond at Wilderness Peak. Wilderness Peak is one of my favorite spots in the entire game for questing and making nests. It's such a nice place. It's like a secluded place, and it's also close to the hotspots. Though it does feature players more often than not, it remains one of my favorite places on this map. Now I don't know I mean, I do have expectations about playing Staggeroni here. And I think that my expectation is that I'm just gonna smash other apexes into bits, though I do have to be careful because the limited stamina makes it a bit hard. The default stego, the default stego plates, the default stego skin looks really nice. I chose the purple plates, and I think they look really good. But I do want to get the leaf skin, and I hope with enough questies we're gonna get it. Now look at this, 75% increased turn speed pivot. Now we pretty much have hats turn in place with pivot, which is really insane. Now I do wish they kind of buffed it and made it so you only have to stay still for like 2 seconds instead, or maybe 3. I think 5 is a little too long, because Staggeroni doesn't really have anything going for it except for its tail attacks. And if you're playing something that, you know, can kinda out-juke, can kinda beat the Stego with reach, such as Barcy Boy with its kick attack, hitting the tip of your tail, or possibly even other dinosaurs. A good Bars should technically be able to beat a good Stego. So whilst Stego hits like a truck, it is not a given, it is not 100% that you're gonna win fights, because the other player might just be really good at baiting your attacks, and is gonna be able to outplay you, and is gonna be able to pretty much whittle away at your health until you get low enough to where they can finish you off. So Stego is a really strong dino. It's in a good spot right now, but I think you have to be kind of patient. The number 2 things that you have to deal with as a Stego is timing and stamina management. Timing and stamina management are your best friends. If you manage to get those 2 right, you will win the majority of the fights. As far as 1 versus 1 goes, of course, when it gets into a group scenario, it will also involve your juking skills and how well you can pretty much manage to kind of focus your damage on one target. Because if I was to get chased by, let's say, 2 titans, I would want to keep running away on the picture them running at both sides of me, and there's one to my left and one to my right. I would always try to keep to the titan to the left or to the titan to the right, and constantly damage them. I wouldn't want to put myself in between both titans, because then they would both be hitting me at the same time, and I would have to spread my damage out between both of them. But if I constantly keep to one titan's side and constantly damage it, not only will I have a higher chance of survival because the other doesn't have access to me, but I'm also damaging only one titan. And if I'm doing the trades good enough, that titan pretty much is gonna get low enough HP to where he has to give up chase, and then I will be left in a 1v1 scenario with the second titan. Now this is all theoretical for now. I do hope we get that scenario during this episode so I can showcase it to you guys. But that is the logic you have to go into playing this dinosaur. Now I do not want to go and do this clam quest because it's gonna take a bit too much time for my taste. So we're gonna head straight towards Wilderness Peak. And I believe that with oh, small Megaroni, can you please not be so loud? I do believe that that is an alpha snake. I think that is the Titanoboa. So we're gonna go to Wilderness Peak and we're gonna try to get our nest going. If we are lucky, we might encounter an adult dinosaur and might be able to get them and also get an additional trophy. But anyways, I think we're gonna be able to get to fully grown in this episode. And guess what? After I'm done with Stegoboy, I'm really inclined to either grow an Amarga or Dakarthy never says this, but I might even grow an Anno. So we will see. I mean, I don't know what to expect going into Anno, but I think I would be able to rage bait a lot of toxic apexes and pretty much stack tenderize on them, bone break them, and just permanently disable their ability to run away from me. I think I would get a lot of people to rage quit. So I kind of want to see that happen. And there's high chances that the Anno is gonna pretty much turn into another Rex situation for me. I'll see without blessed legs. It is quite hard to get through a slope like this, because not only am I very slow, but I also burn way too much stamina trying to get across. So the value of braced legs is always going to be more important than having more stamina or having more speed. If you're faced with a choice where you have to pick between braced legs or more stamina or more speed, braced legs is going to be the clear winner always, unless you're in a zone that is completely flat for a very, very, very long distance, which is very rare in this game unless you're in the middle of salt flats or something. Braced legs is always, or as I like to call it, blessed legs. It's always going to come out on top as the superior choice. And I do wish that every single dinosaur had leg options to where they could choose between braced legs, more stamina, or more speed. I think it would make for very interesting playstyles to where people could choose if they wanted a quick sprinter, a long runner, or a hiker playstyle. And I think that would make every dinosaur more unique, believe it or not. As much as it sounds, counterintuitive giving every single dino that, it would honestly make for a more unique experience every time you fight someone. Because you never know which leg options they have, and they might surprise you. But that is a wish that I hope becomes true in the future if the developers decide to... Ouch. If the developers decide to listen. I think it would be really great. Also, do let me know in the comments below how this quality of microphone sounds to you guys. Is this enjoyable for you? And if this is the best mic quality I've had so far, I would also appreciate if you guys would let me know so I know to continue using this in future episodes and streams. Yeah, let's get some branchios now. The branchiest of branches. Now one of the crazy things that I pretty much come across ever since I started doing these videos is the fact that you guys enjoy the tone of my voice so much. It is something that I've never thought about before I started making content, but it's something that really makes me happy to hear. To know that just my voice alone is a calming tool for you guys that you can listen to when you're working, when you're relaxing, before you're going to sleep. And I guess I am glad that I can do that for you guys. I'm really glad. And I want to thank you so much for the support you've been showing me lately. Like, I've been beyond blessed. And I've also I think it's been like 10 live streams I've done in a row the past 10 days. And the support you guys have been showing me has been nothing short of incredible. I really feel like I'm at home playing and making content for you guys. So I hope that I can do this long term and keep doing it and always strive to improve the quality of the content I push out on this channel, because you guys honestly deserve it. I wouldn't have it any other way, so thank you, and thank you so much for the immense support you've been showing me. You guys are honestly awesome. Now I think this questy here is gonna finish up, yeah. It's gonna finish up our well-rested buff. And I do believe that we're gonna have enough... I think we will have enough quest items here to finish the nest as well. Let's see what it was. It was, yeah, rock, reeds and roots, which is all abundant. Wilderness Peak alongside, so this spot at Wilderness Peak, where I'm at, near the water, alongside Rainbow Hills right here in this little peninsula, is one of the best spots in the entire map to build nests, because it has a plethora of basically the majority of the items that you need to finish constructing your nest. And I really like it. Let's see, we have reeds here, we have the roots, and we have the rocks, and we can build the nest right between the reeds and the rocks right here. And you will see in a very short second what I'm about to do in order to get the nest built as quickly and as efficiently as possible, saving us time, getting us to fully grown as soon as possible so that we can hit this Grand Plains, which we did not discover yet. So that's 100 marks and growth waiting for us there. In order to get back to Grand Plains and give this beautiful dinosaur a spin. Oh, right here should be good enough because I can reach for all of them. And with pivot, it's gonna be even better. You guys gonna see in a second. See, now I have pivot, I can pick this up. See how quickly I turn. And I can contribute like so. Always put your nest in a position where you can reach it with only your camera movement. Only with your dinosaur turning without having to run back and forth. In this case we have 3 different quest items that we need to deliver. So it's the rocks, the reeds and the roots. And now that I think about it, it all starts with R. So we got the triple R here of quest items. We almost managed to get all, and as you can see, Stego Boy here has quite a long neck, quite a long hitbox on its neck, so we can pick them up from quite far away. And now we only need to run to get one quest back and forth, and to get one quest item. So always when you're faced with the option of getting 2 quest items close to each other, always do that. Always, it's always better to have two bundles of quest items that you can access very easily, and the third one to run back and forth with, rather than running back and forth between 2 different bundles of quest items, if that makes sense. Because in the end it comes down to efficiency, and efficiency is what you want, especially as a solo player, because you have to make use of every single advantage that you possibly can have. And I think we have enough to buy the leaf skin, and we shall do that. And we have enough for each category to be unlocked, as you can see here. And I don't know why I'm getting marks back. There we go. And we have some left over, I think. So now let's choose a beautiful camel color set for our Stego. Because we are incredibly slow, we do need all the survivability we can get. And having good camouflage is gonna help us immensely. Now this is quite green, I really like it. Let's go something with something fitting for our eye color. And I think I just heard something in the distance. I'm pretty sure I'm hearing something in the distance. I hope it's not a prowling Rex though, because I'm kind of locked here. Let's put some milky caps because we do love some milky caps. Oh, we can also crouch with Stego Boy. That is good to know. So now, if we get this last quest, and then we discover Grand Plains, we are gonna be fully grown, you guys. This is incredible. We're finally gonna be able to... We're gonna be able to fight other players. And we're just gonna see how far the extent of Stegosaurus's abilities go. Because on paper, it is very similar to Allosaurus. It has a very simplistic toolkit. But what makes it stand out from the likes of Allosaurus is that it actually does an quite insane amount of damage. And that insane amount of damage, I think, is enough to offset its simplicity. Oh, that Dilophodon is being startled. But I think it was being startled by me. I cannot wait, you guys. So our biggest weakness that we have to watch out for is gonna be Rexes in surprise attack mode. Because we do not have any dash like Bars does. We do not have any knockback, and even if we did, the Rex is immune to knockback while under the influence of surprise attack. So, if we are not aware of our surroundings, a good Rex player can sneak up on us, can inflict a fracturing hit, and they're simply gonna be able to outdamage us. At least I think so. Because with the armor, we might be able to face tank a Rex, though I cannot say for sure. But in order to say for sure, we have to take a look at the stats of Stegosaurus and compare them to the Rex. So let's go to the weight. So a Tyrannosaurus Rex has 500 more combat weight. And this is the problem, that this is the part where we do understand that we cannot face tank a Rex. The Rex has 800 health, whereas we have 650 health. So even with 25% armor, which is gonna be 650 times 1.25, which is a 25% increase in survivability, is gonna net us 812 health. So, but because Rex also has a 10% innate armor as an apex, Rex actually has 880 effective HP, and we have 812 effective HP. So even with a 25% armor boost, we're still lacking behind the Rex in terms of HP, and they have 500 more combat weight, further boosting the numbers to their advantage. We do have a more damaging tail attack. Now, let's finish this analysis by looking at the cooldowns and the damage of our attacks. So Rex has a 1.5 second cooldown bite attack that does 60 damage. And we have a 2 second cooldown attack that does 80 damage. So again, if you do the math, despite Rex doing 20 damage less, which is about 25% less damage, it attacks 25% faster as well. So it does about the same DPS as us, but its combat weight advantage is gonna make it do slightly more DPS. So theoretically, unless the Rex manages to miss his attacks, and this is another thing you have to factor in, because if a Rex is attacking you, they're most likely gonna be attacking you from behind. Which means, oh, look at our beautiful camo skin. This blends in so well, I love it. This is beyond perfect, you guys. So, if a Rex is behind us, there's good chances that they're gonna land shots on the back of our... well, on the back of our back. Or our tail. And there's higher chances for us to land torso hits and headshots, which could tip the scales, but I wouldn't really, you know, bet my dinosaur's well-being on it. Though if I have to, that is gonna be the best bet at survival. And possibly deterring the Rex, because another thing that we didn't factor in this analysis is that we do immense amounts of bleed, whereas the Rex does none. So the Rex might be deterred when he sees that they've lost a lot of health and they have a massive amount of bleed, like a quarter of their entire health bar in bleed. It might deter them and you know, make them decide to let you go. But a Rex player that knows what I know will not give up and will finish what they start. So you guys, when you are in areas like these, like right now, you always want to scan your surroundings every now and then. And here we have a Rex player, is it not? Here we have a Rex player, and we are able to just test out what I spoke about just now. Though the Rex is not gonna be able to ambush us, and it seems to be like an adolescent, I think. Here we go. Not adolescent, actually, it is a sub-adult. Sorry, Mr. Rexy boy, but you have to fight. There's no friendliness here. This is the official server, and now this Rex has maximum bleed on it. And he's just trying to... It's not even... He's not even biting us. I mean, he clearly sees that I am hostile to him. And he's not even trying to fight back, he's spamming. He's spamming, you know, his vocal abilities in hopes of me letting it go. And this is precisely the reason I'm not gonna let him go. I think he's gonna start to turn bloody in a moment. Yeah, he is. And we, actually, if we do the left side, we're gonna have higher chances of hitting him. Because the tail attack does swing from the left side earlier. Just like that. And the sub-adult Rex, we managed to make quick work of it in this way. Now, do not do what this Rex just did, you guys, because the Rex was trying to resonate with my empathetic side, which right now does not exist because I am playing a survival game. I am playing as a solo player in a full-blown PvP server where I do have an audience and I have to show them how to fight and how to best utilize the dinosaur. So this Rex spamming his 2 friendly calls is not gonna help. This guy did not see us, actually. Believe it or not, this guy does not see us. Okay, I think now he just heard us. I don't know why he's doing that, but... Hello, my friend. Why are you screaming? You have another metri, maybe you want to 2v1 me? It seems like they've taken down a Rex. Now 2 metris is something I do want to fight. Because they do have the bleed heal call, which doesn't really work at all. I mean, you can spam your 3 calls, but really, what are you gonna do except for that? Now 2 metris versus 1 stego is a matchup that I can easily win. For the simple fact that... And that's an Achillovator. Now the scales have been evened out a little bit, so I just need to be careful. And let's make use of our pivot and see what happens. Now this guy is just gonna try to... Gonna try to bait my... Oh, there we go, we landed a clean hit on it. That was a lot of damage. With a pivot. Come on. Something big is approaching. I'm assuming that's a Suku. So they do want a Suku as well. In this. So let's just create distance and make the Suko run quite a bit. I mean, if everyone is gonna attack me, I'm not gonna have a problem to just run to a corner and just punish everyone. So let's just do that. Let's keep our calm, try to go to the corner, even though the Suko is gonna be able to backhand us. But maybe they will give up chase if we do this. Now this guy is taking trample damage from his friends. There we go. We just landed a clean shot on the Metri. We need to go to a spot where we can corner camp, but if the Anodontosaurus decides to come after us, it's gonna be really hard. There you go, everyone gets a face full of this tail. Oh, we're forgetting to buck. I think the rest are approaching, so let's try to... try to make our way on top of here. We just basically have to try to get away from the big slow things, because the little small things are just gonna get swatted by our tail. So always we're gonna try to keep our cool, and we're gonna try to go with the best course of action. And the bigger dinosaurs are gonna have a hard time following us through this ledge, which we're gonna try to maneuver like so, with our precise turn button held the entire time, so we do not slip. And now this guy's in a position where... and we just got him. Okay, I think that was a headshot. Dealt quite a bit of damage. I think we're in a bit of a precautious situation here because I don't see a good way down without hurting myself too much. So this is a part where we're gonna make our stand. Win or lose, we are faced with a overwhelming odds situation. I do want to see if there's a place where I could theoretically slide down, but let's try to make it quite impossible for these guys to follow down here. If you want to follow down here, you're gonna have to risk breaking your leg and risk getting damaged by me. So you go ahead, good sir, and try to come down here. See, always make use of what you can. Now let's get to a corner where that might be a bit too much. I think they're all low HP now. That is quite nice. This raptor is really causing us trouble. Yes, we managed to get him. We got another one. We hit another one on the face. And that Suko is bleeding quite heavily now. These guys are really trying their luck. We almost got the other guy as well. Now we have to be careful. On the face again. That is quite nice. You guys do have to bleed. You guys do have to bleed. You do have to I can't speak right now. You guys do have to contend with the damage over time while I'm just chilling here and having a great time as a Stego player and utilizing being a Stego to the fullest. I mean, you can try to eat, but I don't think you can do much. I do want to try to go after these guys, but this could be a bit problematic because this guy is going to try to heal himself. Now if I do go out there, there's the issue of these guys getting caught lacking now. Oops. I mean, that was a risk, and the reason I took this risk, those two Sukos, by the way, were one swing away both from getting murked. And the risk that I took there, the reason for it was because I think they might have been they were in a group, though I think I did a misjudge there, a slight misjudging, because the Sukos were probably in a group with one another, and there wouldn't have been enough group slots to, not enough group slots for the Metri to also be in, and the Metri was probably, that was a misjudge on my part, because I thought the Metri would just heal them using his group call, but it is clear that he had a solo call and not a group call. And even if he had a group call, he would have to be in a party with the Sukos, which for the most part were probably in group with one another, and because they are, I think that you can only be 2, maybe 3 Sukos in a party, I don't think there would have been enough group slots for the Metri to be there as well in order to heal them. So yeah, you just saw a singular Stego player, what it can do to a literal army of carnivores. So we managed to get a Metri. So we fought 2 Metris, a Concavenator, a Layton, and a Kilobator, and 3 Sukos. And we managed to get the Metri, we managed to get a Layton, we managed to get the Suko, we almost managed to get both other Sukos, which were clearly one hit away, and also the Metri. And also the Kilobator. The only one that was healthy there was the Concavenator. And that is, by healthy I mean 50% health. Not one shot away like everybody else. Now you guys know the power that this dinosaur carries with its spiked tail. It is quite insane. But you do have to play your cards right. And had I not made the mistake that I made there, kept calm, not to have gotten those 2 free hits, because another thing that I thought when I rushed into the 2 Sukos is the first Suko went into a sitting animation if you go and rewatch, and the second Suko did something else which I mistook for a sitting animation as well, so I thought I would have just charged and gotten both with a single hit, which was a bit greedy on my part, and that caused me to get hit additionally by the 2 Sukos. Now had I just kept my calm there, stayed in the corner, I think if nobody else would have joined, I think we would have been able to get them. But as a first time Stego player, quite literally first time playing this dinosaur, I think we did quite great, to be completely honest with you. I am quite happy with the outcome of that fight. And now I probably made you guys want to grow a Stegosaurus. Well, you should, because even without a TLC, this dinosaur is really strong. Now the only weakness that it has, as you can see, is its rather slow speed and low stamina. Which is the reason why I think that maybe playing the Anodontosaurus is gonna be kind of like playing a bleedless Stego that can inflict fracture instead, but has way more survivability and I guess has more chances to win the situation I was in. Stego is a lot more explosive, and Anodontosaurus leans more towards the sustain playstyle, to where it can win in prolonged fights, and it can deter attackers from trying to... it can basically outlast the majority of the dinosaurs. But this is quite a S tier performance for a playable, in my opinion. This is quite the performance for a playable. Now let's keep going this way and see what we got. I think we're quite close to Grand Plains. We do want to go back and have another chat with those mixpackers over there. Though it was, I'm not gonna lie, it was really satisfying. Really satisfying. Seeing them get deleted one by one. I mean, the damage that this dinosaur does is just nothing short of incredible. And as it should be, because if you think about it, however many tons this dinosaur used to weigh, swinging around a literal maze that is a literal spiked maze with giant spikes on each end. I think that would cause great harm if that were to land. And who knows with what kind of force this dinosaur used to swing this tail. So in my honest opinion, I think the damage that this dinosaur has is at a right sweet spot, and it shouldn't be changed by any means. If anything, this dinosaur deserves some sort of braced legs, or some sort of passive ability that will make its traversal through terrain that much easier. I think this dinosaur deserves it. I think this dinosaur would be more balanced with it. And I think it would be complete with such changes. Now the Grand Plains, as you can see, is a hotspot as always, which is no wonder. But yeah, now if you liked the fight that you just saw, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I post videos daily, Pathoftitans content daily, and when I'm not posting videos, I am live streaming at around 1:15 p.m. Central Time, USA. So you guys can tune into the streams. It's a very friendly atmosphere. The community is very wholesome. I think I do enjoy interacting with my viewers and during the live as much as possible, and also just teaching them and showing them just the way I'm showing you guys right now through this video. And also sometimes I do allow some of them to tag along, which is makes for quite a fun experience, in my opinion. And also this channel does feature memberships with varying perks, and one of the more wholesome perks is access to a plethora of handcrafted, really funny emojis that I think you guys would really enjoy. And with there we see a Wildakillo just pass by, has no idea that we're just sitting here in the middle of the grass patch. For all that his peripheral vision knows, we're just an oversized bush that he just passed by. So camouflage in this game, in particular Pathoftitans, is I think isn't valued quite enough. Camouflage in Pathoftitans is arguably one of the best means to boost your survival as a solo player. And now, as with every dino, for example, if I play a Packy, I do feel really hyperactive. I do feel kind of what is that? I think that was a Metri. I just heard. So when I play a Packy, I kind of feel a little bit like a douche. I do want to go around and, you know, attack people and knock them off cliffs and everything. And now that I play Stego, the vibe that the dinosaur is giving me is that of a calm, collected, absolute unit that can wreck your face if you decide to move the wrong way. And it's really interesting how every single dinosaur that you play in this game kind of puts you in a different mindset. And the mindset that Stegosaurus puts you in, I think, is that of a king. Is that of an of an alpha herbivore. But yeah, now I'm struggling to find 2 more branches. I mean, for all I know, I'd probably have higher chances to just wait for 2 branches to respawn from the spots that I picked them up from, which is probably what I'm gonna do. And I will also show you guys a trick about questing once I get to the spot, which is this giant tree that has been uprooted for whatever reason. Now this zone, I think, features a quite nice... There we go, that is 1 branch right there. And the other branches should respawn quite shortly. So, I think we're safe to sleep here. I haven't heard anything stalk me, so I hope that I'm safe. That even sleeping in the mud here, we are blending in quite well with the environment around us, which is the point of camouflage. There we go. Now I have 19 branches, as you can see, and I need to only collect this branch in order to finish the quest. But now the thing is that I do want to move over to Grand Plains. And if I'm moving over to Grand Plains, it means that I'm not gonna be able to finish the other quest that is gonna spawn here at random. And that would mean if I want to continue questing in Grand Plains, I would have to wait 2 minutes for the quest here to expire, so that a new quest at Grand Plains may show up for me. So instead of collecting this with Q, we're gonna do something different, and we're gonna actually pick it up with E. And now that we pick it up with E, we're gonna run with it, and we're gonna go towards Grand Plains. At the top right you can see we are still in Darkwoods, so we're gonna keep moving until it no longer says that we're in Darkwoods. We're gonna keep going this way. And we're gonna cross this little land bridge over the waterfall and get over to Grand Plains, and then you guys will see what I'm about to do. And there was a branch pile right here waiting, or is it maybe that's a nest decoration. No, actually it's 2 branch piles, I never knew that. Well, I guess you learn something new every day. So now we keep moving this way until we're no longer in Darkwoods. And we just left Darkwoods. Now you can either turn in the quest now by collecting this while holding it, or you can go inside Grand Plains. And now look what happens. Now the clear branches is on a 2-minute timer, and we can just hit Q. And there we go, we finished our quest. And now we're eligible to instantly receive a Grand Plains quest, so let's move out of it. And let's move back in. And there you go, flowers for the hive. That is how you efficiently manage to save 2 minutes of downtime that you otherwise would have to wait for if you didn't utilize this little trick that I picked along. And see, we are exactly 1 second off from being a full adult, which is a bug that I do hope that they get rid of sooner than later. But yeah, our little stego boy here is quite beautiful. I'm gonna record the game a little bit so that I can get a really nice snapshot of our stego in all of its camouflage glory, and utilize that to make a really nice looking thumbnail for this video. Now, oh, this is the little Meg/sauropod critter. Now, I don't think I like much the way that they've done critter sounds in this game. I think that they're overly loud. But maybe that's just me. Now look at how far my hitbox from my head stretches. Just for context, I'm gonna start eating. Look how far I am eating the berries from. Quite insane. But if you do want to eat from berries, and especially if you're playing a smaller herbivore such as a Paki, you do want to get as close as possible to the berry bush. Because more often than not, something is going to hear you walk towards the direction of the bush. And they're going to have to kind of get close enough to spot you. Especially if you're a small Paki and you're blending inside the berry bush. What this does is that it forces other players to come closer to investigate, which is going to, like this Pycno right here, which is going to give you more time to spot them and defend yourself accordingly. Now let's see if this Pycno has friends or shows interest towards us, which I don't think he will. Now if I was this Pycno, I would for sure try to attack me and try to get a chance, but it seems like he's a solo player as well, and doesn't much like his chances against a fully grown Stegosaurus. So for now he decides to vanish into the tree line, and perhaps keep an eye out on me, or perhaps he's just moving on. But either way, now we know that there's a Pycno in the vicinity, and we should be careful, because at any moment he could just charge at us, or he could wait for the opportunity for me to get in a fight, possibly with the same carnivores from before, and to try his chance then when the odds are in his favor. Now that I know that there's quite a plentiful amount of carnivores, and I do see a Rex in the distance, I do have to be wary and keep a full amount of stamina, because my stamina regens really slowly, and I do want the max amount of distance I can cover with one stamina pool in order to get to an advantageous position, such as the one I got to before. I do want to, and there we go. There we go, this Rexy boy has spotted us, or at least he hasn't spotted us. No, he has not, but he is in ambush mode. He just spotted us now. I'm not sure if he wants anything to do with us though. We did see another apex or T-Rex sized dinosaur this way, so it might be another Rex, which we have to watch out for. But this Rexy boy, okay, we're gonna... This is right now what we just did was that this Rex apparently doesn't like his chances at fighting us, and is showing clear signs that he's not interested to fight us. He would much rather prowl the Grand Plains for other prey. And he just did a little shake emoji that signals his desire to be friendly towards us. And we just did the same thing. We returned to the Cordyceps. And now we know that this Rex, there's higher chances for him not to attack us and actually maybe even help us out in a future fight, rather than attack us. Because like I stated before, the Rex is our counter as a Stegosaurus, especially an ambushing Rex such as this. And you can see, coupled with the rain and how loud the game is, it is impossible for me without seeing the Rex to know that the Rex is there. Now the Rex is having quite a dark pattern for his choice of skin colors in the game, and that is not very camo for the situation here at hand, which is kind of what helps me to see the Rex from farther away. Yes, he's returning the friendly signal. So if he rocked full green camo colors on his skin pattern, I think the Rex would have had higher chances at ambushing us if he wanted to. But again, one of the perks of playing Stegosaurus, I guess, is that you're quite intimidating with this huge tail. And intimidation factor is another big help. Another important tool of survival for the solo player in this game. Because I think if I was a little packy, I don't think that this Rex would have shied away from clamping us and ambushing us. Now we can see an Alberta here, rocking the default color, the default skin. And we have a small baby Styraco and a friendly Sarcosuchus, which is quite rare. Now let's see, these guys are probably gonna get startled. Now the Alberta is friendly calling towards me. I'm not sure what happened to the Megapackers that we fought before, but it's safe to assume they dispersed being low HP, or maybe they got taken out by this new group, because the Sucos and pretty much everyone in that group was like 10% health. So I think we did a great job. And this T-Rex over here has colors that I'm recognizing from before. It could be a it could be a coincidence, but I think this T-Rex is a player that we met before. Hello, Stego. You look familiar. It's my first time here. But I really love the pivot turn. I think the Rex is kind of suspicious of us. But it is really my first time here, especially... Yeah, he is suspicious of us. It is our first time here playing Stego, that is, rocking this skin. Now I do want to see that other apex that we saw before that disappeared in into the tree line and never came this way. And now we're gonna turn off the global chat. Oh, we see we're already being recognized. And there's two packies here. Let's see if they're interested. Oh, this packy isn't even fully grown, so probably not. And that is the Picno from before, I'm assuming. And that is another Rex. No, is that a Rex? I think it is. Maybe I will try it could be the same Rex that we took on earlier. At the beginning of this episode. Let's see if we can force a fight. There's a Dasp and a Rex. And a what seems to be like a Serato. Yeah, we are getting recognized in global chat. And let's turn global chat off for a little second, because we do want to fight with these guys. Does the Dasp not see me approaching? I don't think he does. Now it's the time to go in. There we go, we got a clean hit in. We got 2 headshots in. Oh, these guys, they have no fear. These guys have no idea what I'm capable of. Oh no, and the Rex decide. I mean, like I said earlier, higher chances that the Rex was gonna help us in future endeavors, and there's higher chances that this Daspletosaurus here has enough bleed for it to. Yeah, he is quite hurt, as you can see, because he took like 2 or 3 full hits from me and another from the Rex, and his bleed should be enough, I think, to get him to flop, I think, pretty soon. Let's keep chasing him. I like that Serato. Are you gonna run to a... Oh, to a bad spot you are. And the Serato is also low HP now. And the Dasp is just GG's. That was well played. I don't know where the Serato went, but we popped his Berserker, which means he's very low HP. Let me see if I can track him down. See where he might have went. Yeah, we can see the bleeding footsteps here. I think the Serato managed to get away by a sliver. But again, you can see how strong the Stegosaurus is. A few hits of your tail and you send anything running. And the Rexy boy did help. He didn't even ask questions as to who started the fight, and I'm assuming that he assumed that they attacked me first. But this is one of the things that you have to make use of in global in official servers. Thanks for the help. So that is quite nice. You do want to kind of quote-unquote make friends when you're able to. If you are in a position where you think you will be vulnerable and about to be attacked by other players. So, okay, that is why he was suspicious of me. Because he recognized who I am. I said this is my first time here. Well, anyways, now the 1 hour mark has been hit, and I shall make my way to a spot that I think is gonna be... I think is gonna be a bit secluded, and it's gonna be more safe because the moment we log in, we're gonna be afflicted with a 1 minute debuff that will make us take twice as much damage and deal maybe 4 times less damage. And anything that catches you logging in like that, you're easy prey for them. So we do want to log in next time in a spot where we have that 1 minute grace period of not being seen by other players. But anyways, how did you guys enjoy this Stegosaurus episode? Do let me know in the comments if this helped you and gave you a new insight, or even made you play. Made you grow a Stegosaurus of your own. Thank you so much for watching. And I really appreciate you guys. As always, remember to like, share and subscribe. It will help out greatly. And without further ado, take care of yourself and see ya later.